This is how to go from beginner to God mode marketer.
It is bar none the question that I get asked more frequently than any other. Sabri, how do I go from complete beginner to expert marketer? Well, there are just 5 steps, and the last one is absolute nightmare mode. But the first step takes me to where I started my career. It was my first job in sales. I had never read a sales book. I didn't know my ass from my elbow, and I walked into this group interview. And there was 30 people. The founder of the company walked around the room and handed us each a sales script. And we're gonna go around the room and everybody's gonna read the script. So we broke off into pairs of 2, and then he said, okay, go. Everyone started to read the pitch. After everyone had completed the pitch, and he gave the feedback to every single person based on how they read the script.
There was too much
upward inflection.
Your pausing wasn't right. Deepen your tonality a little bit on this.
He's like, I'll give you another 2 minutes, role play again, and then we're gonna go around the room again. We did that. After everyone had completed, he said, you, and you. Unfortunately, all of you guys can leave. You didn't take on the feedback that I just gave you in the last round. And it doesn't matter if you're here for 1 week or you're here for 1 year. If you don't do what it is that I tell you to do, then you're never gonna get good at this thing. And that exercise went on 3 more times, and then it got down to 3 people. And I was one of them, and there was 2 other girls. I was clearly the worst. We had to make 300 cold calls per day, just going through the white pages, picking a name, and just dialing. After about 2 weeks, the founder pulled me aside and was like, dude, you suck. Like, you are really, really bad. I like you. You've got very, very good work ethic. But unless something changes in the next week, I'm gonna have to let you go. Then I went home, and on my way home, I thought to myself, if I don't make this job work, then I'm gonna basically be a kitchen hand. Because there was no other opportunities in the small little beach town that I grew up in. I'm gonna figure this thing out, because if I don't figure this out, I don't wanna be doing all those other things. And then I came into work the next day and I just approached it like a video game. And instead of calling up and saying, hey, I'm from XYZ company and this is what we do, I just focused straight on the problem that they were looking to solve, and I let that be the opening line. Boom, overnight, I became their top salesperson.
And all of that ties into the first lesson that I learned, which is to learn to sell to many, you must first learn how to sell to one.
Nothing will teach you more about human psychology than high frequency, high volume sales. So whether that's door to door, it's cold canvassing out in supermarkets, or my personal favorite, which is cold calling, because you get so much more volume in. It allows you just to have so many conversations with so many people and understand fundamentally what motivates them, what drives them, what are they interested in. Once you find that vehicle that you're selling in, then what you want to do is you want to get into the top 3 salespeople in that role. And the reason why is because either you're in the top 3 or you're not. And the people that are in the top 3, then they clearly know something that you don't know, or they're getting more reps in and their work ethic is stronger than you. And both of those scenarios are not acceptable if you want to activate God mode as a marketer.
Now that you've learned how to sell someone, you must learn the next very valuable skill to go from civilian to newbie marketer.
Learn to sell something to many people. What most people think is, they think that the game is won by having the best ads, curiosity in your subject lines of your emails, or they think that you need to have a smoking hot VSL, where the real thing that moves the most freight in a funnel is unearthing the core pains and desires of your marketplace. Because the game is won in the research. It's not won in the ads manager or by using some new campaign targeting type. The people that are the most dangerous marketers are the people that understand their market better than anybody else. And there are 3 books that I recommend in terms of learning how to say things to your market. And the first one is Scientific Advertising by Claude Hopkins. This will give you a fantastic fundamental baseline understanding of direct response. Now, the second book that I recommend is a book called Breakthrough Advertising by Eugene Schwartz. This one is a little bit harder to get through, but it also gives you a great primer in really understanding the fundamentals. And the third book is definitely a plug, but it's Sell Like Crazy. Not only did I write the book, but also those other 2 books, they didn't have to compete. with the chaotic blizzard that is the internet. And even though that human psychology hasn't changed over that time frame, the thing that has changed is people's consumption habits and what flags them to go like, and for their bullshit and their skepticism meter to just blow off and go through the roof. After you've read those 3 books, I want you to stop. There is no more reading of any marketing or direct response copy books. I want you to wake up every morning and the first thing that you do is to read a piece of winning advertising. You want to pay attention to ads that you constantly see out in your marketplace. Then I want you to take those ads, whether it's a video ad or it's a text ad, and get it transcribed. And then you read that. And if you do this every day for 180 days, you start to see codes in the matrix. And every single time that you see an ad, you say, oh, they're doing that, they're doing this. Oh, that's the lead, that's a great hook. And you're gonna find yourself just unconsciously competent of writing copy that is a winning structure. Once you have those base level skills, it's now time to get reps in. So I want you to start writing sales letters. And I don't care what it's for. Write a sales letter that sells a couch, sells a car, sells a computer. If you're looking for a job, write a killer cover letter. Start to test different headlines, different leads, different offers that you're making, and look at the difference that it has on response.
Now that you know how to sell your products and services to anybody, it's time to add another lethal weapon to your arsenal to make you even more dangerous.
My first business was selling water filters on the internet. And I was specifically targeting people that already knew that they had a problem. So what I was simply doing is capturing the demand that already existed in my marketplace. And they already know that they need that solution because that's the reason they're on Google searching for it in the first place. You want to start by learning Google Ads. Have a look at the keywords that are driving the most searches, that have the most transactional nature to them, and start to learn how Google Ads work as a platform. In my second business that I started, I had to move away from doing demand capture and I needed to focus on doing demand generation. Some of the keywords that I wanted to bid on, like SEO agencies and digital marketing agencies, it was $38 a click. So instead I thought marketing 101 is to zig while everybody else zags. And the fishing is best where the fewest go. So where were the fewest fishing in my pond? And that happened to be radio. And I shit you not, I started running radio ads for my digital marketing agency. And it's here where I had to learn how to actually stimulate demand in a marketplace. And what I can tell you is that the millions are made in the demand capture, but the billions are made in the demand generation. And this is where you start to really understand, how do I go out there and put enough curiosity and a big benefit in an ad that it stops somebody in the newsfeed, then getting them to click, go to that opt-in page and fill out their details, because you are making them an offer that is desirable enough to give you their contact details in exchange for whatever information that you are providing to them. But with step number 3 of buying attention, it's very important that you understand that you need to know enough to be dangerous, but to not end your journey here, because that's what I see most people do. They learn how to run Google ads and Facebook ads, and they think that that is where the game is won. The reason that you don't want to get stuck in media buying is because in a year's time from now, everything that you learn is probably going to be redundant, because the ad platforms change so much and the algorithms change so much. We want to know enough to be dangerous, and that's going to take us to step number 4.
You're buying eyeballs, you know how to sell, but there's still something missing. A missing key to unlocking mastery.
Target market selection. The difference between a newbie marketer and a God mode marketer can very clearly be seen in the way that they define their target market. The newbie marketer will be like,
I'm targeting 30 to 55-year-old working professionals.
Whereas a God mode marketer, their target market selection looks something like this. Mike from Melbourne, 43-year-old male, married, 2 kids, corporate banker earning $145,000 per year, cycling enthusiast, bored with the humdrum of corporate life, wants to exit the rat race, pay off his mortgage early, and build passive wealth through property so that he can focus on what lights him up and spend more time with his family. As you can see, these are day and night. And really fundamentally understanding your market to those visceral details allows you to write copy that gets under the fingernails of your marketplace. You're able to put together ads and offers that just hijack people's attention. Your offer speaks directly to them, and then you're able to convert them at a higher rate than anybody else in your marketplace. And you can use those fundamental skills in any marketplace that you ever want to enter.
This last step is what is single-handedly responsible for me generating over $7.8 billion in sales. And it is playing the game on nightmare mode.
On the 14th of March 2014, I started my agency. And when I started playing this game with nightmare mode activated because I had to learn every single industry, any niche, and every single traffic channel. And that's how to sell anything to anyone. So what you can see here is a market sophistication and competition continuum. What this shows is the total addressable market, starting with the red ocean. In the red ocean, the waters are bloody from competition. The way that we reach these people is through demand capture. We're running Google ads. They already know that they've got a problem and they're already on Google looking for solutions. The bad side of this market is that the growth is typically stagnant. There's only so many people that are searching for these things every single day on Google. Then what we have is the orange ocean, people that are problem aware and they are also solution aware. This is a kind of market where you need to beg for attention. There's already levels of competition there. What we find works well in those offers is that you're making outlandish claims and that you also have a lot of proof to back up those claims. And you can typically reach this market with a combination of both Google ads and Facebook ads. Then we move across to the blue ocean. These are uncontested waters. This market is unconsciously unaware and also consciously aware. They represent the largest opportunity to scale your business. However, they also present the greatest level of skill in order to effectively market to this audience. You need to tell them stories that then shows them and it walks them through that journey and actually gets them to buy. You need an incredible amount of skill to communicate messages to people that are completely unaware, take them through your funnel and turn them into customers at wild scale. And when you have the ability to do all of that is when you become a top 1% God mode marketer. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.